Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Career Junky TV, where we broadcast live every Monday about 7:45, and we bring on guests who can help you motivate, inspire you, educate you to your dream level. So today we have coming on Destiny Cox, and she is going to be coming in and joining us and sharing with you guys just about the industry. We're going to talk to her, ask her questions about her experience, share her life stories. It's saying that I can't add you, Destiny, for some reason. Does it have the little thing to add you on your end? Do you have the little symbol at the bottom, Destiny? Can you hear me? Where you can add? Let me know if you can hear me. And guys, if you're tuning in, we are having technical difficulties, but that is okay. We are absolutely going to figure it out and get the ball rolling. We have been so excited to get Destiny on, and we're not going to let her slip through our fingers this time. So, Destiny, if you can hear me or type, it's not allowing me to add you to the screen. Oh, here it is. Hold on. Like a computer, but whatever. We're going to add Destiny. And guys, if you're tuning on, if you don't know who I am, if you don't know what you're watching, again, this is Career Junkie TV. We're here to educate, motivate, and inspire you to your dream level. There's Destiny. So this was birthed out of me needing exactly what I'm giving you guys. But I wanted to take it up a notch and bring in other beauty professionals that could share their story, their wisdom, and their expertise with you as well. So again, today we have Destiny Cox. She is a expert colorist and an international educator. Destiny, I cannot see you, but you have joined. Share this with another beauty industry professional. Again, we are having difficulties, but we are going to make it work, okay? So let me know, Destiny, if you need me to do anything. It's saying you can come on. How about this, guys? Let's do a surefire way that I think we would be able to get Destiny on. We may just need to go over to. Ah, look at there. There she is. Let's
Hey,
see if she can
Monique.
see me. Hey, finally.
Hey. Finally, look at the Lord working that thing out.
I was finna say, you know what? We're gonna go over to Instagram and we're gonna make it happen.
I know we're going to take advantage of these platforms.
Right. So, guys, again, we have Destiny Cox joining us tonight to share her wisdom. So much wisdom, so much good stuff she's gonna share
Hey,
with us.
guys.
So, Destiny, I want you to, and I didn't write notes because I love Destiny and I think we can free flow, and I think I know enough, and I think she's gonna share enough that we can really get the conversation going. But I want you to just share with people who may not know you, because I know a lot of people do know you, but just share a little bit about who you are and what you do in the industry.
Oh, wow. First, I would like to say it's such an awesome opportunity to be on Career Junkie TV. I really do feel like you're doing an awesome job. So keep up the good work. Pat yourself on the back. But my name is Destiny Cox, founder of DCI Academy
Yes.
and the teaching concept of Teach Me Color and Azure Hair Care. I am a global educator. I love teaching, and I love sharing. It is a ministry to me. And at the same time, I simply hope that God put something in me to help you along the way.
I love.
Like mission accomplished. If it helps you move to the next level, gets you out of a stuck position, mission accomplished is to increase the value that you have in the beauty industry. And that's simply who I am. When I talk about very humbled young lady from uh, uh, Asia, if you're familiar with that part of Myth, I am now. I am still working on the vision. I'm still working. I haven't seen the best of it yet.
Okay, awesome. And I'm trying to make sure that my connection is strong, guys. So if you see me fidgeting, that's what it is, because we've just been having so many. So I love that you're an educator, and of course, you know, my heartstring for you, which brought us together, is mentorship. And I'm gonna start there, and hopefully no tears start.
Oh wow.
But I'm gonna start there, and then we're gonna get into the just juicy meat of everything else that you have and you do and that you offer. That
girl, let's go.
So if you don't know, on episode 1, we spoke with Leah, who is the cut junkie. And I mentioned to her a surprise that she didn't know that she was connected to my story because she came to Jackson, Mississippi. Well, another person who came to the exact same show was the infamous Destiny Cox. And we connected there immediately. Like, I came only for the education, because honestly, I couldn't afford to do anything else. I didn't want to walk the flow because I was going to want something. And so I was like, let me get the education. Why not? And the first booth that I went to was your booth, and Aaron was there.
I remember.
And so
I remember.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, what time did your class start? I think it was like 10, 15 minutes or something. So we ended up going over early, and he was just kind of talking to me, filling me out, trying to see where my head was. I don't know if I was looking like a little lost puppy or not, but he was just filling me out. And then you came in and we started talking. So from there, I think a year went by. We kind of connected, but I kind of strayed away because I just didn't know like what I wanted to do. I got my confirmation there, but still, I don't think people understand that you don't necessarily, just because you get the confirmation, you don't immediately go into what you're meant to go into.
Exactly.
So it was a process leading up to us connecting, and we finally did, which was amazing. And you became my mentor. My life totally changed because of that.
Oh wow! To God be the glory.
Right, totally changed. Like, I don't even think I'd be here. Well, I know I wouldn't, because I was ready to quit. Like, get me a 9 to 5, 8 to 11, 10 to 12, whatever the hours were. I was over it. So,
well, we were meant to meet. We were meant totally to meet. I think I needed you, and you needed me. Our brands needed each other. It was meant for us to collide in Jackson at that show, and then to here we are now. So and I don't take it lightly. We met. It was on purpose. It was God was definitely in it.
Yes.
Definitely in it.
So with that, because you became my mentor after that, and you've poured into me, but you have this amazing, huge brand, which I often think, I'm always your biggest cheerleader, and I don't think you get enough recognition. Although you get recognition, I'm like, do y'all not know though? Like, seriously, she's so much greater than I think you get credit for. But how does that work? Because you're big on giving back. How do you mentor and pour into so many other people, not just me, because it's not just me, and still run this huge brand?
Definitely, it's the connection.
Okay.
You know, I stopped trying to build a team and search people, and ask God to really just deliver them in my path, you know? And so those that he put in my path and our spirits linked up, and those particular people were the ones that he said give back to unconditionally. All right. So, you know, talking about yourself and talking about other members who are on the team or who I associate with, those are simply people God said do it and give back unconditionally. And so, and my brand is directly connected to the serving.
Okay. Yeah.
So I tell people that all the time. My brand, not to be, I'm not a traditional person at all, and I'm not a religious person at
Right.
all. I have more of a spiritual relationship with God. And so my brand, my business is directly connected to me serving people.
That's good.
And so by me serving, no matter if I'm serving in church, or I'm serving my family, or I'm serving in the marketplace, I'm serving people all the time. And the success of my brand depends on how I serve and give and teach, and make sure people are taken care of, that they have everything, that I poured out everything, and I've done the assignment that I was supposed to do before I move on to the next level. So the success that people see directly comes from being an obedient servant, okay? In whatever capacity you want to put it in. But when it comes to individuals like yourself, Gina B., Gary, and just to name so many more, those individuals, I believe that God really put them in my pathway and said, look, you give to them, and according to how you give to them, that's how I'm gonna bless you. And so that's simply what it is.
That's good. So being obedient and to what God tells you, and who, I love that you say you allow the Lord to bring you the people, because so often we try to connect and it's different people.
Yeah. And girl, I'm gonna mess it up. I'm gonna mess it up every time. Oh, I'll mess it up. And you know what? I want to take this time to apologize
To anybody you messed it up.
all the other people. I messed it up, especially in the beginning when you're trying to find your way, you know. I messed it up trying to take people with me that weren't supposed to go. Y'all, I'm sorry. Lord, forgive me.
Okay, so I want to pivot on that because you went there. This is gonna be so good. We have so much to cover. So you say you want to take people who you're not meant to take them. That's good for me, and that's big for me because I had to lose a lot of people. So I know you've been in the industry a really, really long time, and I want you to tell that next, like your start and when you started educating. But how has it been, and with trying to bring or take people who weren't meant to either go in this season or go at all?
Emotional at first.
Okay.
Because I didn't understand it. And because it was so new and so fresh, I was trying to learn my way, and I really wasn't seeking for direction. And believe it or not, no one was, you know, me and maybe a couple other people, we were the new kids on the block.
Yeah.
No older people were trying to pour into us and show us the way. Okay. We basically had to learn simply by our mistakes. And we was like, look, we're going to do this about a year. No more. We're not going to give it a year, no more than 2 years, because we can't lose.
Right.
This is everything we got. It's on the line. And so we had to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps and learn from each other and create a collective group where we would share information to help each other grow. And so that's simply all we had in the beginning. When you're talking about bringing other people along, I've been teaching since I was 19 years old.
Yes.
I think teaching is one of my spiritual gifts, but I've been teaching since I was 19 years old. And I've had mentors since I was 18, 19 years old, teaching me how to maneuver in the industry as far as teaching in the private sector. When I say that, I'm talking about beauty schools and things of that nature. I've always wanted to work on a stage and teach in the classroom at a big show. That was the goal. And so when the doors opened about 10 years ago, I saw myself doing that, but what I started doing was just doing little small classes for myself, just to test the waters to see. And those classes were successful. Some were and some were not. You had some people who showed up and some people who did not show up. And so you can't give up after the first time. You know, you just got to keep on going, keep on going. And then one day it opened up and I didn't even know it opened up. I just opened up a booklet and my name was in there and it's time to go. It is showtime.
Oh.
Okay. But taking people along with me who I thought was going to be, they were not ready. Like you said before, they were not in a place and a lot of them could not envision or adopt my vision.
Oh, that's good.
And so I tell people I'm very strategic about individuals being close to me. And that's just simply that. As far as industry-wise, I'm very, I keep myself just kind of, you know, you have to be very strategic about people who are around you, because I feel this way. If someone cannot adopt your vision, they do not need to be on the team.
Oh, that's good. Yes.
Okay, so even though you have a vision, right? The wisdom in me will say, yeah, you're under me, so I can teach you something. Mm-hmm. But that does not mean for me to use you. I'm not in that business, you know? Right. So what I do is I don't keep you as a gift to myself that nobody else can use. But every opportunity that I have that comes up where I know that people are ready, who are mentored under me, I push them out. If you hadn't learned in 3 years, if you're under me, I'm just keeping it real, and I've had to push people away from me because I only like to mentor maybe 2 or 3 a year, right? And you're gonna be 2 or 3 for the next 2 or 3 years.
Anyway.
If you hadn't learned how to work a show, how to create products, how to do a class, I mean, do I leave anything secretive? I don't leave anything secretive for my mentees. I put it all out there because no one showed me. But after 3 years, you should know, you should have your own product. Your brand should be evolving, exploding. You should be in a different place mentally, professionally. You should be in a different, and spiritually, you should be in a different place. Mm-hmm. And so after 3 years, and the only thing you want to do for me is continue to hand out flyers, we have a problem because you're stuck in a place where everybody else is growing. And so I'm going to outgrow you because I like being around people who are young. Even I like being around people who are young, fresh, creative ideas, and they're constantly moving. I don't like being around anything stale or anything old or anything that is not being productive. So I don't keep those people around me. And that's just simply, and a lot of people can't cut it.
Yeah.
And so what I used to have, because they said, I want to help them out, but I've grown a discerning spirit, and a lot of times people just want to be around for the selfie. They just want to be around for the tag. They don't really want to do any work. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it's hard work. It looks good. Oh, you gonna pay for that selfie book? You gonna pay, but baby, when I tell you, it is the type of experience you'll never get from any other mentor in the industry, because I'm gonna give it to you, and after a while, the Holy Spirit is gonna say, that person needs to be moving. They're growing so much, they need to have their own brand. Yeah. So you need to push them out. And in order for there's somebody new coming in order for me to get that new person, I gotta get the old people ready, set, and go.
Yes.
And so once the old people get going and moving with their brand, it gives opportunity for me to bring somebody else in to nurture. So I don't have big teams like I used to.
Yeah, and I think I stole about a year. I think I stole about a year. I was like, no, I can't go right now.
Yeah, I wanted to say I'm pushing you. But you know what I can say? You have moved from a mentee to an actual leader amongst the team members. So I don't think I ever want to ever get rid of you. I think our brands will always be. Yeah, I think our brands will always be sister brands.
Right.
And I when you think about it, it's so awesome. I don't know how many years it's been, but you think about that Jackson show, right? And you think about where you are now.
Yeah.
God is awesome. He's awesome. He can connect you to people. And just like you take the good, you can take the bad. He'll connect you to people that if you're not moving, they'll pull you up along the way. And so I learn from you every day, all the time. So I'm excited to see where Career Junky TV and all your other brands are going. I'm excited.
I know.
I ain't going nowhere.
Me neither. Me neither. So I love that you mentioned that you've been educating since 19. Did I get the year right? Did it start? No, it was.
Yeah.
It was 19. Okay. How did?
Okay. Yeah. When I got my license, I got all my hours in cosmetology in high school.
Okay.
And so when I got out of high school, I had my hours, but I didn't have any reference of how to take the test. And so I went to like a little school for like 3 months. And that 3-month period, I'm still friends with a lot of those young ladies who are in the industry now. And a lot of them are my mentors now as far as on the education end. They taught me. And so I was blessed to, I started teaching on the DARE. They dared me to sign up. And the school that I went and signed up for was a school that my teachers from beauty school were teaching in. So they groomed me for about 3 years. That was awesome. They groomed me for about 3 years before I completely had my own classroom and flew on my own.
That's so good. I love that you said, and I always lose my words because it's just a lot. I love how you said that they groom you and for 3 years. It's important.
Did they work? Wrote their tests, graded them papers. I mean, this is what you do, this is not what you do. But this age, you don't really have that.
Right.
So I was blessed. When I say my whole career has been blessed, my whole career has been blessed. And then it got to the point where God was showing me a different level. And that next level was teaching adults in this open sector, entrepreneur sector, which birthed DCI Academy.
Okay.
And that was amazing.
So going from the private sector, because you ultimately got your license at 19, it was a DARE. You're in private, you teaching on the private sector, but then you get to teach at Brunner Brothers. So you move into the trade show space. How did you...
And Brunner Brothers was my first major trade show.
Right.
Yeah, and I always have a special part. Brunner Brothers always have a special place in my heart because I never missed a show. And Brunner Brothers showed me something outside of Memphis. Yeah. And so I always used to tell my students, when you go to the Brunner Brothers show and come back, your mindset is going to be totally different. Yes. Okay? Your mindset, because you're going to, and I used to always go and make it my goal to meet people and not hang out with people I went with, meet people from different places. We didn't have Facebook. So how do you meet other people and get connections? You had to open your mouth and have a conversation with people standing next to you in line. So that was that. I told the story about my first class, and that anniversary picture just popped up on Facebook.
Did it?
Yeah, the anniversary picture, and I was like, man, we come a long way. But I was telling them about, if anybody missed it, Hicks Edges,
Okay.
Hicks
Yeah.
product. Yeah. And I was saying that I knew that me teaching at Brother Brother for the first time was going to be different. It was going to change my life. And my pastor had already spoke some things over my life concerning, me teaching in my career.
Okay.
Actually, when we walked over the threshold of the Brother Brother show, from the outside garage into the door, and now that I just think about it, you could feel the change take place when I stepped over. It's so symbolic. When I stepped over the threshold, and I was asking Aaron the other day, I was like, man, you remember that I had to have a seat because it was so heavy.
Jesus.
It was so heavy.
Yes.
And then we came down to the show, and I remember going to see Derek J, and we had been friends for a while by then because we used to compete together.
Right.
With the Mickey Way. We used to compete together. And we went over to the booth, and Mr. Hicks, the owner of the company, he was trying to sell she was trying to sell edge control, but he couldn't. And so he was like, well, the spirit is telling me to tell you to move to the side. And so when we moved to the side, he asked me to lift my hands up, and in front of thousands of people prayed for me.
Jesus.
And just continue to confirm things about my career. I mean, had me and my partner, assistant, in tears,
right.
Hands lifted, in front of thousands of people on the floor, a whole new experience. Yeah. And he told me that when I left that building, my life would never be the same. And surely I went to my first class. It was standing room only. I'm like, where did these people come from? Because I did not mark it.
Yeah.
So it was almost like being in the right place at the right time, but accepting the charge, not having fear, because if fear was going to be present, I would have never left Memphis.
Yes.
And because I overcame that and saw my dreams and saw the vision and went for it, I had a standing room only class. It was very successful.
That's amazing.
And from that point, I've been traveling. This is what I do. I travel and I teach. As long as the door opens and God gives a yes, I'm going to go. And we've done that in Puerto Rico, the U.S., and in Canada.
Yes. So my question is, if someone is looking to, and I won't say that they're in the private sector, but if someone wanted to go or is thinking about educating, let me phrase it this way. If someone wanted to be an educator and they were unsure, because I remember coming to you and I was like, I think I want to educate. And you were like, so how you want to do it? Like, you want to be a trade show? You asked me that in Jackson. You was like, you trying to do trade shows or you want to be an educator at like a school? And I had no idea. I just said I wanted to teach people. And I think I've always taught people. But if you're looking or someone is wanting to do that, what advice would you give them based on how to tap into educating or how to even figure it out?
I would say definitely, write the vision. Definitely write it down and get a clear understanding of each type of educator. Right. That's one thing I teach also in Speak, Teach, Learn. Okay, which is Speak, Teach, Learn is the course that we offer from DCI Academy, where we teach you how there are different types of educators. Am I breaking up? Can you see me?
Just a little bit, but you're good. Uh-oh.
Okay, and so definitely go through Speak, Teach, and Learn, because what it does, it breaks down 7 basic concepts of presenting to an audience. It also teaches you about the difference between a facilitator, a MC, an educator, and a platform artist. And there's different types. And so it definitely will help you along the way in those. I would tell people, start introducing yourself to yourself.
That's good.
In the mirror, give yourself a 30-second introduction, like an elevator pitch. Introduce yourself to yourself, because immediately when you get in front of that audience, you'll need to be ready to go. And the first thing you need to do is tell them who you are, where you're from, and what do you represent. And what is your goal for being there? Okay? If you don't, people are sitting there like, who are you supposed to be?
Right.
Okay? And so definitely search out, and you have to study the craft, which means everybody wants to be a teacher now or do a class. That's fine. But there's a timing for everything. And so the Bible says you should study to show yourself approved. Okay? So simply what that means, if you want to be a platform artist, you need to study people who have the art of platforming, which means you can go to classes all day long, but you need to watch, take notes. A lot of times when I go to classes and courses, I am evaluating the structure of the classroom, because I can always learn something new. Okay? And I'm evaluating what they do on stage. I'm always studying and honing my craft, because I want to be the best. I want to be the best.
Right.
And so definitely, if that's what you want to do, you want to be a facilitator, you need to know everything about cosmetology, no matter what your specialty is, but you need to be able to answer every question that could possibly pop up. Okay? And if my thing is hair color, I quiz and test myself, and I ask myself every scenario that could possibly pop up, could I answer it? And so the people in the audience will feel like they got quality education when they left. That was the objective. I don't want to be in front of people and not know what I'm talking about.
Right. Because as I've seen from assisting you, is that they'll test you. They will test you and try. Hello.
Oh yeah.
They'll test what you know. It's like every class, there's always that one person who you can tell is not really receptive. But what I love, especially from assisting you, is that by the end of that class, they are the most attentive and have the most questions. So I think that if you can turn that one person who is in there with that, like, what you got to tell me? What you gonna tell me that I don't know? That's a really good class.
Yeah, and so what you have to do is, I teach you that in Speech, Teach, and Learn. You have to stay consistent, know your stuff, and be able to shoot it back to them. And they'll be second guessing themselves, like, really? And have it the correct answer. Let it be the correct answer and give them references to things. But really, God is just awesome. Formulas, I don't know where they came from, but I'm a mathematical learner. And so I'm always looking at, this is the number one thing when you are getting ready to teach a class. Find out what the problem is.
Okay.
Whether you're building a product line or you're going to teach a class, find out what the problem is. So in hair color, at first, and I learned this from sitting on the floor at a lot of trade shows.
Okay.
Finding out what the problems were with hair color. Okay. And finding solutions to those problems. Then learning the theory of it, because 9 times out of 10, when people come and sit in the classroom, they have a problem with something.
Yeah.
They're not going to initially, that's why we go to class. We want to learn how to fix stuff. We want to learn how to grow, how not to do that anymore, how to save money. And so people have problems with hair color, and I want to be that person that they value and say, hey, I know I can call on her because she can fix it. She knows this, and you need to study it till you're able to pull it off the top of your head.
Right.
And that's one of the ultimate goals also, is that, and have confidence. You have confidence. People will be, I don't want to say I ever experienced a heckler, but I believe I've shut them down.
Yeah.
I got a PhD in shutting them down.
Yeah, you good at that. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I got a PhD in shutting them down. And let's go next.
Right. So Andrea says we have to be conscious of the fact that attendees may be show burned. So what do you mean, Andrea, or if Destiny, you already know, do you think that people are show burned?
Here's my thing. The reason why I started teaching, I'm gonna let her say that, but one reason why I started teaching, it was not to outdo somebody.
Right.
It was not to outdo somebody. It was it's a gift. And I was pursuing a purpose. Okay. I was pursuing a purpose, and it's a gift. And it's an opportunity for me to help people. Everybody's ministry is not behind a pulpit. And so that's simply what it is.
You just preach
and
the
so and so with that being a gift, I believe that every time a God allows me to go out, that it's for somebody. And I seek out who that is for, and they usually would come up at the end of the class, before the class, in the middle of the class. I've had someone jump up and start crying in the middle of the class. Oh, wow. I've had the inbox explode. And that's just confirmation for me to grow. I have to empty it all out. And so when she talks about authenticity, we go further than showmanship. I'm not an entertainer.
Yeah.
I'm not an entertainer, even though I work for a company that we do entertainment at the Brother Brothers Show.
Yeah.
And we sell a lot of product through entertainment, but as an educator, I'm not an entertainer.
Yeah.
I wanted to teach. I like teaching the people at trade shows simply because of this. Oh, yeah, I totally understand. I was just saying. I like to teach people who, if you come to a show and you spend money, guess what? You want it.
Right.
We've already come to this point where you want it, and then I'm there to give it to you. But there's a lot of people who educators are like celebrities,
I was gonna,
I've actually had a couple of stalkers too, but educators are like celebrities. A lot of stylists will put these educators on pedestals.
Yeah.
That we should not be putting people on pedestals, because they're just like us. And then a lot of them do not give you the whole story.
Right.
Okay. And so you're left out there trying to figure out between the A and C, and they holding B. They won't give you B. They'll give you A and C until you got to figure it out the rest.
So, as you say, we're holding educators and educator. I think the beauty industry is like celebrities. It seems like everybody wants to.
Like our own form of Hollywood, yeah.
Like we are the sorority and fraternities of the industry. Like everybody wants to do us, but I think we often get a bad rap because so many people want to do us, but they don't realize it takes so much more than pretty hair, so much more than whatever level or whatever portion you're in the industry.
I've seen, and you've seen this too, I've seen some people do some awesome work on Instagram.
Yeah.
Awesome work on Instagram, and I've seen people get passed up for major jobs because they didn't have enough followers.
Oh.
And I've seen major companies put these people that have 100,000, 1 million followers on a stage, and they flop. So the work is good, it's filtered, some of them, but they don't have the presentation skills to sell the product. Remember, the reason why we educate and we're platform artists is simply because we're selling a product.
Right.
So it's not even about us, but we are selling a product. And if the product don't sell, we don't have a stage
right.
to be a celebrity on. And so I've seen it go a lot of different ways. I've seen it go a lot of different ways. People, they're celebrated in one area. I mean, they have entourages, but then when it comes to putting their foot on the brake, you know, we just can't. We just can't get it there.
Right.
They need a little extra help. So that's why I tell people, be authentic, be who you are. Don't get mad because that person got a turn. Your turn is coming. And just be in a preparation mode. Yeah, your turn is coming.
So I'm gonna jump back a little bit.
Okay.
To build, because you are a colorist. You're an expert. She can tell it to you in her sleep. She's very good at what she does. How?
I've heard that I tell formulas in my sleep. I've heard that.
I think I heard that too.
Yeah.
So
I've heard.
So what I want you to do, because people are looking to hone their crafts, or they're looking for, they may not know what they're looking for. So my goal with this show is to not only share our experiences, our wisdom, our expertise, but expose people to different ventures or different areas in the beauty industry.
Yeah.
And you're a colorist. So oftentimes in the Black community or the African American, whichever one y'all feel comfortable with, we don't do a lot of color, and we miss a lot of money. Me included. We miss a lot of money, or have missed a lot of money, because we are scared of it, basically, or we haven't had someone to train us properly. But you've gotten over that. How did you get into hair color and say, okay, this is my lane, I'm going to stick to it, I'm going to master it, and I'm going to take it as far as it would take me?
Wow. You know, I was a weaver.
Okay.
I've been weaving and finger waving since I was 14 years old. I was a weaver. And I used to carry a notebook around with these and draw my styles.
Okay.
Like, I was a competition person.
Yeah.
I was a fantasy hair person. Anyone who ever been my student, you know I used to love to enter them in fantasy competition. We'll build all kind of stuff.
Oh, Lord.
And then as my career started to shift, I looked and said, okay, I looked at the industry and saw what I was doing, and I said, where can I fit in?
Okay.
That other people are not attacking this area. And when I looked, and as my mindset shifted, it was on cutting and coloring. And so I love cutting, but I needed help in coloring myself.
Okay. My
own mistakes drove me into learning about hair color.
Okay.
Doing color, and I was the youngest one in the salon, so if I'm 20 and everybody else 40 and 60.
Oh, God.
I'm doing what they do, So I'm 20 and my best friend in the salon was 60.
Oh, Lord.
We was cutting up, and she had some old school tricks and I was using them.
Right.
And baby, we'll put that lighter on there and go to the bathroom and just pray that it would come out. And the client was like, "Oh, I like it." It was like, "Yes," but we couldn't repeat it, And I was like, this is not going to be me. I've always been a person of excellence, and I was not satisfied with just barely making it.
Yeah.
You had to be real with yourself. Now you don't know what you just did. You do not know how to do that again. And so I sought out, I went to a class and I started seeking out information on what was driving the industry. Okay. And it was cutting and coloring. And I went to a major show outside of Bronner Brothers, and I walked around and I saw that there was a line wrapped around the building. Oh, wow. And it was for a Beth Minority class. Okay. And I made it my business to say, hold up. Ain't no And they were paying to go in, $25 to go in and with no seat.
Oh, yeah.
And the line was wrapped around the building. What did this lady have? And there was nowhere for me to sit. And so I sat on the floor, paid my $25 and sat on the floor. And every class I went to that day, I had to sit on the floor. That was so humbling because people will tell you in your town, you're the best, you're so good. But then when you get in another state, they're like, you better have a seat. Anywhere, if you want it bad enough, you're going to sit wherever you need to.
Right.
And so Beth Minardi taught me, she started retraining my mind. Gino, just a lot of great people from Chicago, Philly, LA, New York. I started traveling everywhere with these people wherever they went to learn, because sometimes I was the only brown girl there. I was the only African American there or person of color.
Okay.
It may have been a couple of Asians or whatever, but they were so eager to teach me. I was willing to receive. And a lot of times I just sat on the floor and I watch people come in there and not have a chair and they'll walk out with an attitude. No, ma'am, they got something. I want it to take it back because I want the money that they're making and I want to have the impact on my culture, my race, like they're having the impact over here. And so I could go on and on about the greats. Vidal Sassoon, even when he was living, I used to go to a lot of trainings and just sit right there and just read, learn, and reteach myself. And that took discipline. And so after that was practice.
Okay.
So you're talking about a mannequin every day. This was before YouTube, so we had DVDs. You're talking about having a camcorder at the trade shows and in their classes like this. And coming back home and watching those tapes over and over and over. And just from there, starting to develop my own craft and reading everything I could get my hands on, from Matrix to whatever the major brands were, reading as much information, because don't let people fool you. Although I'm in Memphis, the same education in the South was not the same thing they were teaching up north. And the same thing that we were learning down here, we were so behind in the South that when I would go to California, that stuff was so outdated. Oh. And so I would just go to different areas and pull information from. And I think that's made me so much aware now as a professional that when I know when I go to Philly, I need to teach this way.
Okay.
I know when I go to Jersey, I need to teach this way.
Okay.
You know, like I told them, when I go back to Jersey, I'm going to take me, and this for real, I'm going to take me a Latino assistant.
Okay.
Why? Because that particular show is very Latin culture.
Right.
And I need to have someone who's bilingual and who can style hair. You know, when I go to Puerto Rico, I make sure I have a Spanish Puerto Rican translator, and my team mostly is African American and Puerto Rican. Right. Okay. When I go to California, I may have a European and I may have Latino. It may just be a mix of everything else. Okay. You know, when I go to Texas, I may have a Mexican. And I'm just talking about cultures. You got to learn how to adapt. Everybody, if you want to reach outside of who look like you every day, you're going to have to bring those people in to draw that crowd in. And so I just learned that over a period of time that hair color is not subject to one area. It's everybody. Right. So why not just get money from one area when ding dong, I can get money from everybody. Right. And so when I started offering coloring services and exclusive signature coloring services, and known as the black girl that can really color hair, the money I was making in weaves and wigs did not compare to the amount of money I was making in hair color. I would still do a sew-in, but I would do hair color 10 times faster than a sew-in.
Okay.
So people are seeing success in extensions. It's great, but it's nothing compared to hair color. Nothing.
Okay. So
my ultimate goal was to make people that look like me more informed, more educated, so they could compete.
Okay. So before we move on, Andrea, thank you for being my reminder person. Guys, if you're on, be sure to like, comment, share. So we're almost to the end, guys. We're gonna wrap up in just a second. So if you have
To the end?
Not quite. We got a little while. But if you have any questions for Destiny or myself, don't ask me nothing. No, I'm playing. But if you have any questions for Destiny or myself, comment them down below so that we can get them. So we're going to get back into it. Talk about the time and labor versus number of clients service with color. So you want her to, that's for you, Destiny. She wants you to speak about the time and the labor, I guess, between sew-ins and color, or number of clients service with color.
Talk about the time and labor versus the number of clients service with color. For me, every client is a color client.
Right.
That's my strategy. You know, I'm already marketed and branded as a colorist. When it compares to sew-ins, well, there are 3 top services in the salon that any day that I go in, I'm going to do them every day. Color retouches are going to evolve your book. You'll be able to pay bills on them. Highlights are great because they accentuate your base colors. And then gray treatments. Okay, I'm a gray hair expert. So people are into anti-aging, and everybody wants to get rid of gray hair, or they want to look younger, male, female, young or old. And so those 3 services are anywhere between 35 to an hour and a half processing. Okay. If the hair color services are a la carte, which means the base price is $65, and then we add on top of that. Well, if you look at a sew-in, whatever the going rate is, times the how many you doing, it does not add up. And personally, I think in Memphis, we do not, in my area, that's all I can speak for, we do not charge accordingly how we should be charging. And that's for braids, that's for sew-ins. I remember a time when micro braid used to be $400 and $500. Yes. Now, I don't know how much they're going for now, but when they first came out, they were $400 and $500. Okay? Now I think they're maybe $150, and you find people doing them for $50. I don't know. But I think mentally, when it clicks, each person has to have that moment that says, hey, I'm worth more. And when you have that moment that says you worth more, you will start to seek out and strategize, and you'll move to the next level. So if I was to do a sew-in, I always have a base price, and then I charge per hour. And then on top, you can do a la carte and charge per bundle. Now, the reason I do that, these hands, they make me a lot of money on hair color. So you want me to stop, come over here, and possibly mess my nerves up, get arthritis, and do all that? A sew-in, whatever the amount is, it's not going to take care of my doctor bills dealing with these hands. And I'm going to miss more money doing that than I would on doing color. So you'll definitely need to plan it out and stop doing hair, but run a beauty business. Okay, and so I'm not knocking extensions or whatever, but have a plan and a strategy when doing anything you're doing in the beauty industry, because I definitely have a plan in color, and clients that come to me for color, they already know. They already know what it is, and I don't compromise on the color, because I'm like Monique, check my resume.
But I also want
check my resume.
I want to insert in there, if you're concerned about sew-ins and the pricing for sew-ins and hair color, you have to remember that now hair extensions are able to be colored. So guess what? You merge the two and you still get an income. And that adds on to it adds into your color knowledge, because now you're going to get that education, but it also adds to your pocket. So that's just another.
Yes. And but you know, you're right, because I was teaching my niece,
My best friend.
you know, yeah, we call her the young CEO.
Yeah.
So I was teaching her about Cash App, and I had a client call me that says that she wanted, she says she loves her bundles. I colored her some bundles and I created some clippings.
Okay.
And so because I travel a lot, she could just do whatever she needs to do, right? And someone else may style it or whatever. Remember, I'm not worried about if the lady is going to continuously come to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I am going to get the bulk of the cash when it comes down to coloring. No one else is going to do it because she's going to come to me. So she sent me a picture. The girl did her hair. It was beautiful. And she said, it's time for me another bundle. I said, okay, it's going to cost this amount. And then because I haven't seen you since 2017, we have had a price increase. And this is what the price increase is going to be. She said, you want cash or Cash App? Well, I was like, let's go, you know?
Right.
And so I was like, definitely send me a sample. And you send me a sample of what we did last time. And from there, I will create your formula for this new bundle. And I was showing my niece. It took us maybe 30 minutes to meet up in the city.
Okay.
And within that 30 minutes, I had made $200 off of one bundle of hair. And so it was important that I teach my niece that, because I don't want her to settle for just making shakes and burgers.
Right. Because many people, she said she made $200 off bundles. Some of our beauty professionals not even charging $200 to sew it in. So if you look at that and you can increase your pricing with hair color, guess what you've done for your career and your income? You've added something to it that can help you, because you lowballing yourself for one. So I know you got to be lacking or needing more income. So that's amazing. Go ahead.
Oh, it was, and just to be more specific, it was about 24 inches. It was one bundle. I also carry my own line of extensions. It was one bundle about 24 inches. And she wanted customized. Okay. That cost. And then she wanted clips. That cost. And so people will pay for what they want.
They will. I want to get this question that my cousin asked. Hey, Ree. She said, would you tell a client if a color clashes with their skin color, or give them what they want?
In my new book, I don't have it with me, but in my new book, Teach Me Color, it's an advanced color book, but it teaches you about the 5 families of hair. And the 5 families of hair are based with the 5 cultures from all over the globe. So some people say hair is hair, whatever. As I've matured and learned more and expand my knowledge, hair is hair, but it's different composition with different cultures. Mm-hmm. Okay, so in that book, I do explain about if they are from Brazil, this is what the natural level would be. This is the undertone that you should expect. This is the skin color that you're going to run into. This is the eye color, okay? And these are the things that you should be doing with this type of person. That's what that book breaks down. I definitely tell them that it would clash with their skin, because clients will honor you in being honest.
Yes.
Then them getting home and their eyes saying, something don't look right. And it don't take them one friend because they're going to play out compliments. It don't take number one friend to say something don't look right. They're not trained. Their eye is not trained like your eye. Right. So you should definitely tell them in the color zone, the consultation area, what's good, what's not good. And don't leave a person out there and tell them constantly what's not good. You should give them a solution. This, I believe, will work better for you, and let them make the decision. Okay? Yeah, I put it all out on the line. The name of the book is Teach Me Color. It was released from Brunner Brothers, and it's a Teach Me Color study guide for educators and facilitators, and for those individuals who want to advance in hair color. And it also accompanies a Teach Me Color DVD. And so both of those are together.
Okay, I love those. Some great answers. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay.
Yes. Hey, Crystal.
Yeah. Hey, Crystal. So, okay, we're about to wrap it up, but I have like 2 or 3 things I want you to touch on, because this one has been extended. Like, professional advice and honest report. Yes. So I want to talk a little bit about, because I know they can tell. Where can you get?
What's that?
Where can you get her book? And tell them the price of your Teach Me Color book and where they can get it really, really quick, and we'll jump into the next question. Uh-oh. I think Destiny.
Okay.
Good. Go ahead.
Okay, the price of the Teach Me Color book by itself is $24.99. Okay, so the price of the book by itself is $24.99, but we have a DVD and book promotion for $75. And that's our show deal that we were doing for the rest of February. After that, it's going to be $125 after that. And so you're saving $50 when you bundle them together. It's not updated on the website, but you can definitely inbox myself, and we'll get that out to you as soon as possible. Within the next business day, we'll definitely get that out to you. And it's all a part of my Teach Me Color series. Talks about in-depth lighteners, porosity, the 5 basic families that we deal with, and just different aspect of advanced hair color. So check it out. What was the other question?
That was both of them. You answered it. So I want to get I want to get into, because this is a big part of not only who you are, but also your career. You've even built something based off of it. And I wanted to get into your faith and your career. How does your faith work with you? Because you base a lot of the decisions you make in your career, in your personal life, with your faith. So with your faith, so how does that work for you? How do you incorporate it all together? How does it make you say the yeses or the nos or the jumps or the not quite yet jumps? That's
you see me question, taking a breath.
Yeah.
You know, many times people have said, you would be so much further if you didn't say God.
Oh, God. No.
Or if I did not express my faith. Well, look at my name.
Yes.
That's all I have to say. Honestly, you guys, I would not be who I am without God saving me. And bringing me in, I'm like almost emotional. I should have been dead. I should have been gone. My childhood, I would not have lasted if he hadn't had me covered. I am simply walking in a purpose. I am simply walking in a plan. And if I allow anybody to take me off of purpose, off a plan, that ruins everything.
Yes.
I can say yes because I was tired of saying no.
Oh, that's good.
and I was tired of doing it on my own. So I'm going to say yes, because his yes and it's going to better than my no any day. Okay, so I
Yes.
personally can look back and say, you know what, I was supposed to be, and it was him the whole time, because I needed to meet you and I needed to meet other people.
Right.
I am simply, preferably in a position always that he can use me and move to the next level. So what people see or perceive, I don't even care. I used to care about what people thought about me. That's your problem.
Yeah, that's
I don't even care what people think, because I am working this plan out, because God has showed me something, and I'm crazy enough to believe that he is a God that does not lie. No, he is not a man and he does not lie. I am crazy enough to believe that where I came from, that there is something greater. And if I can use this to move forward and get out of whatever bondage I had, there's something greater. You have to just look at my name. There's something greater than what I saw, because I tell people one part of my testimony is I always had big vision and dream, but I never saw success. And I've never been the one to fit in or to be the most popular. I've always been an underdog. And I think because I said, well, I'm going to try this God. And I already been to the bottom. I've already experienced a loss. What else they going to say? They already talked about me. What else? So I'm going to experience this God that says, you be my God, I'll be your people. I got a plan for you, girl.
Right.
If you just hold on to me, if you just let me do it, I'll show you stuff that can't nobody. That man, he can't give you what I can give you.
Yes.
That hurt that you feel, that when nobody else around, that loneliness, I can give you something.
Yes.
What? But it's trust. And I'm yet on moving to another level in my life where the story has not been told. And as long as my name is Destiny, I believe that God continues. Like, the plan is not one level, it's dimensional.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
The plan for my life is dimensional, and it's intended for people to look back and know who I was. Mm-hmm. And people to see where I am now, and then for people to see where I'm going. Every move that God makes is very strategic, right. And I believe that. And I am not scared to say I'm going to follow and I'm going to keep going, because only thing I know behind me is the past and failure.
Right.
But in front of me, it's God and success. Yes. And so I heard someone say, I went to something called Ramp. If anybody know, I went to something, a gathering, and it said, no more looking behind me, for the cross is in front of me. And so even when you have people who do not support you, you don't have to worry about that. People get upset about the wrong stuff.
Yes.
And so when you're focused and career-minded and family-oriented, and God does something in you that in order for you to move, you have to empty out everything right where you are, that's what keeps me moving. And the faith that I simply believe, and I think a lot of people are scared to believe the plan that he has for their life. And they're scared to let go and sacrifice. Now, this thing didn't come, when you openly confess God, you will be tried in the fire.
Yes.
Okay? So, that's why I don't keep a lot of people around me, because if you have not experienced a sacrifice, you can't fight. You don't know what it takes to run this machine. You know what I'm saying?
Move
You don't know, you don't have what it takes. So if you hadn't experienced a sacrifice, stay on over there and live a little longer, babe.
Yes.
Because you ain't ready over here. Yeah. So that's just simply what it is. And Monique, I'm gonna keep going. I don't know what he has for me, but I'm gonna keep going. I ain't never gonna stop.
Don't stop.
I ain't never stop.
Don't stop, because so many people need you. And you know that because you say that, and that's your whole purpose in going out and educating. Is more than just giving people the knowledge and that you have so that they can take their careers to the next level. There's always somebody that you're pouring into in those classes. It's always that moment.
Always.
And so yeah, you got to keep going. we can't let
you have to keep going, because you can't pray for something and then he delivers it on a platter, and then you stop. You gotta keep going for the next go round, so I'm always open and available and looking for the next big thing. And so when I got a call last week that said I was going to Orlando, you know what? I was like, that door hadn't opened in about 3 years. I'm on my way back. It must be somebody, so you have to think. Yeah, you have to think in that realm that, it must be somebody. So you got to be like Carmen. What's that lady, Carmen Sandiego? You got to just keep going. You may be over there. You just have to keep going. And if God opens up the door, y'all can't be scared to walk through it, because that's what you've been praying about. You got to do it.
Scared.
Y'all can do it. I don't care how old you are. You can do it.
Yeah.
Just like that.
So
and I tell people all the time, I said, because I said yes, he simply said, let me pull this one out and show you. So he's just proving me to somebody else.
Right.
He's just doing something in my life for somebody else. It's not necessarily for me. Mm-hmm. It's for somebody else.
Okay.
So
that was
there you go.
That was amazing. We didn't even, you cried a little bit, but we ain't cried like we thought it was gonna be. So that was good. So I'm just gonna go through a few comments. We have Rishamta said, you don't have to say God. The Holy Spirit ushers him in. The God in you shows even when you may be covered or colored. Shows even when you may be covered or colored in it. And we have Nicole said, talk good. Thank you, Crystal, for inviting Nicole. Rishampton posted Genesis 12:2. Crystal, you said help you earlier. Did you need something? What you need help with it? You was just saying speak to you, help you. And Andrea says, when the Lord gets ready, you got to move. That's so true. Thank you for joining, Kenya. So
you have to move. You have to move simply because you'll find yourself, it's gonna move with or without you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Because if even though I've had something set up ready for me, and I wasn't ready, and God had the next person, who gave it to the next person who was available. And then the Lord spoke to me and told me, the next time you be ready, because that could have been yours, but you weren't in position. You let somebody get you off track. So you got to wait till I come back around again. And that was, sometimes it's all good, but he'll whoop you.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Oh, that was so good right there. Oh.
Yeah, and when you tired of repeating that cycle, baby, you'll be ready. You'll be ready just like this. You'll be looking out the window. Hold up. I'm ready. You won't even let
Like
the blessing roll up. You just run out there to it.
Right, be like, you had said and I had did. Where you at?
Yes. So you got to be ready, y'all.
Okay, that's awesome. We are going to wrap up the show, guys. If you have any last minute questions, put them in really quickly. While we go over this, Destiny, I want you to tell us what you have coming up, what's going on with your different brands, because you have many. Know all of the brands that you have and what you have going on and coming up next.
Y'all pray for me. This weekend I would be in New York with IBS New York. I'll be teaching. I was blessed to teach 3 awesome classes. I'm gonna be presenting 3 awesome classes this weekend in New York, and Crystal's hair salon is coming down with me to assist and educate, and so we're gonna have a great weekend in New York. And you know, I'm truly blessed because I do identify as an African American female, but when you look at a show of that caliber, you probably have less than 10% of all the educators. African American, especially teaching hair color. So it's a win for me and my brand, but it's also a win for the beauty industry on the African American sector because we get a foot in the door. Right. And I said in Brunner Brothers, one win for me is a win for the whole team. Okay, it's a win for the whole team. So we getting our foot in the door, and we've been asked to come back. So we're back, New York, and from New York, I would be coming back to Memphis and taking part. I'm helping plan for all you married couples in the Memphis area. Fight for It Marriage Conference. Yes. And so I want to invite you guys out. That's one of the I love event planning. Also, so that's one of the conferences we're having. And then toward the end of March, I will be in LA at the Spectrum International Beauty Expo. And so that's at the end of March. And so really we taking it from the East Coast to the West Coast. Yes. LA and New York in March, and in April we'll be in Toronto, and I think I'm gonna do a training here in Memphis, April 8th and the 9th. So if you're looking for some hands-on training, I do have a few slots available. We're gonna do hands-on, interactive, and live model training for 2 days. It's a Teach Me Color Pro series. Our master series is starting in April. So for 2 days here in Memphis, you can definitely get payment plans and do a deposit. But that's what I got going on. So we got a busy March and April. Busy is good. Busy is good. Busy is good, and I'm super excited. I'm gonna give me, and I love using my airline points, so I'm getting some more points. Yeah, and I'm excited. And we're gonna try to get you to come up. Hopefully, you can go to Toronto. I know. We'll talk about it. Okay, so we'll talk about it. So, guys, I want to first thank you, Destiny, for joining us tonight on Career Junky TV. I know that what you said blessed somebody, and it's going to bless somebody who may rewatch the show. I hope it did. And we went over time, but that's how we be talking, y'all. The conversation gets deep for real. Yeah, it gets for real. It gets for real. She said, what's the cost of the April program? It's $4.99. So we took $200 off. It's $4.99 for 2 full days interactive class. But I want to say thank you for having me. It is truly a blessing to have a platform to share, to just expand, and to just let somebody know who I am. A lot of times they see us as educators, but I want to thank you for having a platform that you let me speak freely. You let me share my God with you, you know,
Our
so
God. Don't
I'm
be stingy.
thank our God. I'm thankful just for the opportunity. I'm still about to cry when I get off.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Yeah, I'm still about to cry. So,
Don't cry.
yeah. So I hope that we have said something that blesses somebody, y'all.
Yeah.
You can never give up on your dreams.
This is true. So guys,
You can
again,
never
thank
give up
you.
on your dreams.
Never, ever. Please don't give up on your dreams. Don't do it. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Career Junky TV. I appreciate that you guys were so interactive. I see so many comments, and me and Destiny alert them once we get off. So many comments that this is for you, and this is exactly what I created Career Junky TV for. I wanted it to be for somebody. If it was only one person, I wanted it to be exactly what I needed when I met Destiny and when I met Leah way back when I was ready to quit. So I'm here to be honest conversations for the beauty industry professional. And guess what? I'm looking for honest conversation. I'm not looking to bring on anybody that's going to sugarcoat anything. Look, just get your Band-Aids out your purse or we'll supply them for you. But we want to be honest because we need to reach people on different levels and we all connect differently. So whatever that looks like, however that sounds, that's what we are looking to give you guys. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys have any more questions, just shoot them in the comments. And we'll see you guys next Monday. I'm actually going to be my own guest. So join me for a Throwback Thursday. Well, it won't be Thursday. It'll be Monday. But join me next Monday and I'll be the guest. And we're going to take it back. It's going to be a heart-to-heart with me. And I don't know what the Lord wants me to share. He typically doesn't tell me to the day of. So we are going to be on that. So again, thank you guys so much, and I will see you next Monday.
Thank you guys. To God be the glory. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, and
thank you, Emily.
Thank you again, Destiny. And again, guys, good night. Have a great night. Sorry we kept you long, but I know you guys loved it. So see you next week, guys. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.